as with boxing, when it's at the elite stage, you can't play games.
Without necessarily striving to win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I told you. It's WWE. Okay? It's WWE, like I told you.
For multiple reasons. One, they have a huge size difference. Tank Davis, he's a lightweight, normally fights at 135 pounds. And Jake Paul, he's a cruiserweight, usually fights at 200 pounds.
Floyd Mayweather confronts Jake Paul over the no-knockout rule in his upcoming fight with Gervonta Davis. He criticizes Jake for focusing on selling the event and turning it into entertainment instead of real competition. Mayweather argues the fight lacks seriousness, but acknowledges both fighters know what they're signing up for. He emphasizes that true boxing is about skill and competition, not stage rules designed to make the sport look like a show.
But like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers.
Wade Plemons shared his thoughts on X, noting, "I think we all knew this would be an exhibition, but the Florida State Athletic Commission saying they will display skill without necessarily striving to win using strikes and blows to the head or other full contact maneuvers probably isn't the best way to advertise the fight, LOL." Known for his sharp takes, Plemons criticized the Athletic Commission for downplaying intensity by stressing that fighters won't aim to win through full contact. His comments suggest that such framing might disappoint fans expecting a true boxing showdown. For Floyd Mayweather, the situation plays into a familiar narrative. Even outside his official career, Floyd thrives on competition and controlling the spotlight. Analysts believe his push for a showdown with Mike Tyson is about more than just money. It's about pride and legacy. By positioning himself for a fight with Tyson, Mayweather not only reasserts his presence, but also redirects attention away from buzz surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. This is quintessential Mayweather strategy. Stay relevant, command headlines, and remind the world that his name still carries unmatched weight in boxing. While Jake and Tank generate publicity, Floyd ensures that the biggest story and the brightest spotlight remains on him.
That there's so many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson.
At the core of this debate is legacy. Mayweather, retired and undefeated, faces no real risk in exhibitions. His motives are financial and reputational. Jake Paul, still carving a path in boxing, relies on such spectacles to boost his profile. For Gervonta Davis, however, the stakes are far greater. Each fight he accepts now defines his career's direction. By leaning toward entertainment rather than genuine competition, Davis risks alienating purists who expect him to prove himself against true contenders. The pressing question remains, is short-term attention worth long-term damage?
What is going to happen in that fight is basically the same thing as what's happening to Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, except for that is a live action fight that is a real competitive fight, but the marketing of it is the same thing. And the fact that somebody is going to pay for it is more likely with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson than it is with even Jake Paul and Gervonta. But I think that it really is an attempt to compete with Gervonta Davis by setting up a bigger fight than Gervonta Davis is having. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I would not put it past these people.
A highly anticipated clash between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul might have been enough to dominate headlines, but Floyd Mayweather's latest move ensures the spotlight remains firmly on him. For decades, Mayweather has mastered the art of drawing attention, often by stepping outside traditional boxing norms. His decision to sign a fight with Mike Tyson reflects not only his competitive instinct, but also his refusal to let anyone, whether Jake Paul with a celebrity influence or Tank Davis in his prime, become boxing's central figure, be wide positioning himself alongside Tyson. Mayweather instantly reclaimed center stage. The nostalgia of Tyson's legendary name, combined with Floyd's undefeated record, creates a narrative far more marketable than Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. For many fans, this pairing feels like an event too significant to ignore, overshadowing the hype around Jake and Tank. Meanwhile, the controversy surrounding Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis stems from his classification as an exhibition rather than an official professional bout. The Florida Commission's refusal to sanction the fight strips it of legitimacy in the eyes of purists, without knockouts or meaningful stakes. Critics argue the contest veers closer to WWE-style entertainment than true boxing. While the spectacle may generate short-term buzz, it risks diluting the sport's authenticity and disappointing fans who crave genuine competition.
Face Gervonta Davis in an exhibition match. Quote, "You can't do a fight like that as a pro fight," Shipman said. "It'll be an exhibition fight," end quote. Similarly to the concerning location move, he states that the main reason for this is the significant weight disparity between the two opponents. An exhibition is defined by Florida statutes as a boxing, kickboxing, or mixed martial arts engagement in which persons participating show or display their skills without necessarily striving to win, using strikes, elbows, blah, blah, blah. So, the key word here is, key phrase, show or display their skills without necessarily striving to win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I told you. It's WWE. Okay? It's WWE, like I told you. These are setup fights. These are rigged fights. I know Jake Paul gets upset when people say he ain't a real fighter and all that stuff. But I think the Mike Tyson fight pretty much showed everybody that, Mike was pulling back on his punches, and it just was weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Gervonta Tank Davis getting ready to sell his soul to go up in here and move around the ring with Jake Paul. I don't know what's going to happen on this. I don't know, but regardless of the fact, the fight is going to do well because it's going to be on Netflix. So everybody got Netflix, so everybody's going to watch the fight. So it's going to be like a wrestling event, basically, fake scripted.
Former world champion Paulie Molina has been especially outspoken about his frustrations with the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis matchup. Molina argues that knockouts only carry true value when they happen against evenly matched, legitimate opponents. Manufactured setups like this, in his view, cheapen the sport and distort its meaning. He further criticizes the credibility Jake Paul receives from participating in spectacle-driven events that lack real competitive substance. During a debate with Chris Algieri, Molina stressed that while casual fans may find such contests entertaining, true boxing enthusiasts recognize the absence of authenticity. To him, the fight lacks the integrity that defines genuine championship bouts. His criticism cuts to the heart of the issue. Authenticity versus spectacle point one of the main reasons this fight cannot be sanctioned as a professional contest lies in a significant weight difference between the two fighters. The Florida Commission ruled that such a disparity creates unsafe and unfair conditions, making an official bout impossible. Instead, they approved it only as an exhibition, structured like a sparring session with control rules and no real stakes. This ruling highlights the limits of boxing as a sport. Regulations ensure safety, but in doing so, they expose how unorthodox and unconventional this matchup truly is.